lights on the screen, hey, it's Grant and Ryan. We bleed purple, talking hoops, never lying. Sacramento Kings, we rise and we fall. If you don't like that, then you don't know ball. Jerry sitting with the stories of the game, spilling all the truth, driving legends insane. From the Cow Palace days to Arco's roar, this town's heart beats on the hardwood floor. If you don't like that, turn away now. Kings in our blood, we rise strong and proud. Running up the score, Kings never back down. If you don't like that, this ain't your town.
A signature win for the Sacramento Kings. A signature win going into Boston, not only beating Boston, destroying Boston, 114-97. Oh, boy, that is unbelievable. I want to start with Domantas Sabonis. 28 rebounds, a Sacramento franchise record. Let me repeat, 28 rebounds. And here's something else. The Kings just throttled Boston without De'Aaron Fox, and the Kings have now won their third consecutive game without Fox. And so the question is, what does this mean for the future with De'Aaron Fox and the trade rumors and everything else? I mean, right now, why would you want De'Aaron Fox back on the floor after what you just saw tonight, Ryno?
Well, I guess we can set aside the arguments about stars not playing and De'Aaron not being on the floor. Grant, the ball is moving. It's beautiful. They are playing as a team. Now, you integrate De'Aaron back into that, great. If you don't, Sacramento, guess what? There might be light at the end of the tunnel, but let's enjoy this one for now, Napes.
All right, how about Devin Carter off the bench with 17 minutes? He's grown up a lot in a week, hasn't he?
Yeah, everybody's going to point to the 3 shots to begin the fourth, but the defense. He bothered Jaylen Brown at times. Jaylen bothered him, but the team's feeding off of each other with that. The turnovers and that stretch, it was a bizarre stretch in the third quarter, Grant. Both teams turned it over like 3 or 4 times in a row. Neither could convert, and that kind of felt like the writing on the wall. Here comes the Boston run. That was the Kings' chance, but Doug Christie trusted Devin tonight, Grant.
Big time. And here's something else I really liked about this game. The third quarter did not start well for Sacramento. And they had issues in the third quarter. And Boston all of a sudden opened up what, looked like a decent lead. And the Kings just were right back in it. Yep. And I thought that was a real key. That was a real key for me.
They didn't have where you started the show. There was no answer for Domantas Sabonis. It started that way with this game. And it continued that way. By the way, Napes, he was not exactly getting foul calls tonight either.
38-21 was the score in the fourth quarter. Think about that. In a tied game, a tied ball game in Boston on the road, and you outscore them 38-21 in the fourth. That's saying something, isn't it? And again, without De'Aaron Fox. Think about that for a minute. Without De'Aaron Fox.
And Grant, in a game where DeMar DeRozan goes 9 for 26 and only gets to the free throw line 5 times.
5 times.
Think about that, too. That's everybody else. That's the supporting cast. You're going to look at Kevin Huerter's point total at 2, but take a look at his steals. Take a look at his deflections, what he did defensively. Everybody that touched the floor tonight was completely in tune with each other. And you could tell down the stretch about 6-7 minutes left, Grant, Boston started to scramble. They started to scramble big time. And the Kings, too. They didn't take some great shots between about the 5 and the 3.5 minute mark, but then they realized there's enough time where Boston cannot come back as long as we run the clock down to the end of the shot clock.
And let's also add, Boston's healthy. They're at full strength. This wasn't Philadelphia without Embiid, without Oubre. This wasn't Miami without Jimmy Butler. This wasn't Dallas without Irving and without Luka and without Clay and without – no, this was a completely healthy Boston Celtics team on their home floor with a record of 27-10. This wasn't like, well, yeah, but no. They were at full strength.
Take a second and let's acknowledge this. We'll get to the super chat in a second. You're going to look at this and say Boston shot 26.8. from beyond the arc tonight and say they were ice cold. I'm looking at this. Boston only shot 41 triples, Grant. They shoot 50 a game. The Kings, not 3 weeks ago, were second worst in the NBA, giving up 3-point attempts. That's the best team in the NBA that does it. So what did the Kings do different tonight? What is happening here in Sacramento?
Well, whatever's happening, keep going.
Yeah.
Because that's you're now 500. And I said, I'm not going to talk about the playoffs until you get to 500. Well, now we can start talking about it because you're 500 and now you're relevant and you are making great progress and you're right back in the thick of things.
Yeah, no denying what the Kings are doing right now. National media, eat your words. You guys were punching holes in it. Now you got to acknowledge it.
114-97. We welcome your phone calls here on the postgame show. The Kings have climbed up the mountain to get back to 500 with 6 wins in a row. Make no mistake about it, though. This was by far the most impressive of the bunch, by far.
Yep. With you completely, it's your show. Take it over. That's why we're here. Michael Guerrero, you're batting leadoff tonight. Start us off right, my friend.
What a
Michael.
win for Sacramento. My goodness. I couldn't even imagine playing in Boston with a healthy roster of the Celtics and without Fox. I didn't see that coming.
I did.
Nobody saw that coming. I mean,
my gosh.
I think there was.
I don't even know how many times we won in Boston. It's so rare.
Ryan on his show batted 1,000 today. Okay, but we all three picked the Celtics to win at halftime.
Yeah.
But
I thought the Celtics were going to win.
Some people that thought Sacramento could go in and win in Boston. By the way, I was not one of them, but I didn't think they would go in there and win by 17.
Me too. I mean, but 17 points. I mean, I'm like when I saw in the fourth quarter, I'm like, wow, I like what I'm seeing. This is it. You can win in Boston. Come on, and they did it.
Think about what our reaction was when we saw the Oklahoma City Boston score. When Oklahoma City held them to 92.
That's right.
Sacramento 114-97.
Wow.
So I guess the question, gentlemen, was this about what Boston didn't do or what Sacramento did?
I think it's what Sacramento did.
Maybe they figured it out. I think they probably must have figured out something. Doug Christie was coached under Rick Adelman. I remember that. I think in 04.
No, they played under Rick Adelman.
Yeah. So,
I want to. Go ahead. I'll add this when you get off the line. But thank you. You're hitting it on the head. Absolutely.
I think we're gonna play against Chicago next, and what is it? What else we play in road games?
Milwaukee,
right?
Yep. Then you got Houston waiting for you at home after a day off.
Yeah.
And that's the first national TV of the year.
TNT. Good
TNT.
timing.
Thank you,
look
buddy.
out. Yep.
Thanks, Michael.
There are a lot of people that want me to apologize to Doug. Let me explain something to everyone that's listening, okay? Nobody knows Doug Christie better than me on this stream. Nobody. There's not one person that's watching this that knows Doug better than me. I work with him every day. We play golf all the time. We went out to dinner almost every single night on the road. We messaged each other constantly. I know Doug Christie better than anybody watching this show. There's unless his wife is watching right now or his son, nobody knows Doug better than me. Nobody. I said that Doug did not deserve to get the job. I didn't say that Doug didn't know what he was doing. Okay, there's a big difference there. I still believe he didn't deserve to get the job, and I will never backtrack on that because he was fourth in line with the head coach. Doug taught me a lot about basketball, things that I never used to know. We used to talk basketball all the time because Doug doesn't really talk about anything else except for basketball when we're together. And I say this without sounding negative. Doug lives in a bubble. Doug lives in a bubble. Doug goes to work. Doug's with his son. Doug's at home. Doug's on a golf course. That's his life. Doug doesn't go out at night. Doug's not one that is deviating to different areas. Doug lives in a very small bubble. Very small bubble. He's a routine guy. Do you understand what I mean? Like he does the same thing every day, all the time. He's a routine guy. We talked about basketball all the time. He taught me things that I didn't know, such as lacing up the ball. I'm like, what does that mean? And he explained to me that sometimes he would watch a player catch a ball and try to move the ball a little bit to get his fingertips exactly where he wanted. And he said, Napes, you can't do that because the defenders in the NBA are too good. And that instant is enough to affect the shot. Like little things like that. So my comments about Doug had nothing to do with his basketball acumen. I used to talk basketball all the time with Doug, and I listened a lot. My comments about Doug had to do with I didn't think he deserved the job, and I still don't. It's not the way it works, okay? Your assistant head coach or the coach next to him gets elevated when a coach is fired, not the fourth guy on the bench. So I hope that answers all of you people that want me to apologize. I'm not going to apologize. That's how I feel, and I still feel that. But as far as his basketball knowledge, I've always known what his basketball knowledge is. I was with the guy every single day for, 2 or 3 years. Every day. Every day. Golf course, restaurants, in the studio, talking during commercials, in addition to talking on the air. So stop it with this nonsense, would you please? How about enjoying the win streak? How about enjoying the fact that you're 500? How about enjoying the fact that you're now relevant again where the season looked dead 2 weeks ago? How about that? Don't you think that would be more appropriate? I do. Ryno, go ahead.
Kings force 8 turnovers in the third quarter and completely blow up Jason Tatum's game tonight. 8 turnovers on his own, only 15 points. Let's take it back to everybody else. Well said, by the way, Grant. Dirk, what's up, my man?
Yo, Ryan, I hope you're not batting 1,000. You did call this game, but you're saying we're not getting the Bucks. So, sir, you were right, at least about this game. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Grant, don't let people antagonize you. People know what they say. They're just trolling you at this point.
But it's not antagonizing me. I feel that I've always answered the bell for decades. When I say something, I explain myself. I'm not antagonized at all. I mean, the reality is this is what I do, and I've been doing it for decades, and I've dealt with everything. Like I've dealt with it all. So it's not really antagonizing. It's me being transparent. You know,
and
a lot of
to me, you've been crystal.
Let me finish.
A
lot of people have no idea what my relationship was like with Doug. Like they have no idea. They think that I didn't know Doug. I know Doug better than anybody on this stream. I know everything about Doug. Everything. We used to talk about family all the time. Doug would text me constantly about like, how's your family? Say he'll give my best to Star. Are you guys doing okay? Whatever, like, I mean, It wasn't just like we were not just work like buddies. We were like really good friends. We did everything together. So I know I never questioned Doug's basketball knowledge. I just didn't think he deserved to get the job. And people want to hold that against me. Well, go ahead, hold it against me. I don't care.
Read the transcripts is what people should do. But let's shout out Doug Christie tonight for a couple coaching decisions. One, to give Devin Carter the run. Yeah. And I was looking at Keon on the bench wondering, is Keon going back in? Devin Carter comes out and he goes big. He didn't go to Keon, which I thought was interesting. And I mean, the results speak louder than anything. So that was great call on that side of on that segment. So love this version of Sabonis. Like, what a beast. I like that we're not always having to, in contrast to previous years, run the offense through him. That's what he's best at, grabbing those rebounds, and the Kings need him in that position. So, one other thing, if the Kings had not won this game, I would be complaining about what a great whistle Brown gets. Didn't it feel like he got every call his way? He was fouling Keon like crazy early on, and the refs were swallowing the whistle every time unless he smacked Malik Monk in the face.
Jaylen Brown also on the other end, he went to the line 11 times in this game.
Yeah, but you know what? The difference for me, Dirk, is when one, he's a star, but two, he came out aggressive from the start. You are more likely to get that whistle consistently if you're starting inside out. He didn't start getting out on the perimeter until the second half.
Yeah, it felt like Keon was getting, thrown around down there. Maybe, Anyway, Who
No, I
cares?
got you.
Water under the bridge. Go Kings.
Go Kings.
Yep.
Good job,
Thank
Dirt.
you.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. And I'm reading a lot of these comments. If you want to make this about me against Doug, go ahead. Like, I don't care.
Stupid.
I made my comments about Doug, how much respect I lost for him when I lost my job. That has nothing to do with what's going on now. Like, it's not relevant. Like, I don't base any opinion on Doug coaching on my lack of respect for him. All right. Like, it's not how I think. Like, he's doing a hell of a job right now. I acknowledge that. You acknowledge that. We all see it. The Kings have won 6 in a row. They're 6-1. If you want to make this me against Doug, then you're wasting your time. Like, stop it already. Grow up, would you please? Like, they're two completely different things. Like, one has absolutely nothing to do with the other, nor is it going to cloud my judgment in talking about what's going on right now. Stop it with this nonsense, would you please?
Just take this channel, for example. Grant's talking about the damn Kings, y'all.
I mean, exactly.
What are we
Every
doing?
game.
Every single game where it's stupid. If you're coming at him, you need to come at me because I said the exact same things. He jumped 3 seats. It's crazy. That does not happen. You've heard that from other people too. I don't need to defend you. It's just stupid. We need to get to some of these.
It's childish.
Well,
it's like
there has to be a feud. Why does there have to be a feud? Why does somebody have to be wrong? Anyways.
And I could have buried my feelings about Doug when I lost my job. I could have bit my tongue, but I didn't want to bite my tongue. I lost a lot of respect for him based on my text messages,
right.
Which, I don't know if my case is going to go to trial or not. I'm still waiting for the judge. There are going to be a lot of things that come out that are going to open up a lot of people's eyes if my case goes to trial. And there are going to be a lot of people that are not going to want to go through that process. They're just not. It's going to look very bad for them. And I have knowledge of things that happened that no one in the world knows of except for my wife and my attorney and those that were in communication with me. Nobody in the world knows. I know. Okay, so when I say I lost respect for somebody, like just take me for my word that I have a good reason for that. Okay, you don't have to like love me. You want to hate me? Go ahead. But like, I don't make comments out of anger. I make comments over my career based on how I feel, and I always try to speak the truth. Like I don't go. I'm not one of these people like that is into sensationalism and lie because I want to get clicks and no, I'm not like that. I've never been like that. That's not how I operate. So if you cannot handle that, then you should probably leave the channel and go watch another show. That I'm as transparent as they come. Stop mixing the two together. One has nothing to do with the other. How about enjoying your win streak? How about enjoying the fact that your team is 500 again and relevant once again in the playoff talk? How about like enjoying that? Why are you trying to make it about me and Doug? I can guarantee you Doug Christie's not sitting at home thinking about the comments that I made about him. I can guarantee you, I know Doug well enough that he's beyond that.
Yeah, let's not. Your resume speaks for itself, number one. Number two, let's not let the morons, the minority, ruin the majority and what most people are here for, talking about a signature win. Back to 500, as you said.
Signature win.
So
this is the best win by far. This could be the best win in 2 years.
Easily. Absolutely easily. So the chat's moving so fast. Super chats are not showing up. We can't get back to them. So we appreciate everybody that's super chatting. We will try to get to as many as we can, but literally they are gone because it's moving so fast. So
and you know what? Instead of like bringing up me and Doug, how about like praying for all of the people in Southern California and Los Angeles who have had their lives turned upside down? Did you listen to JJ Redick speaking about?
Not.
Oh my gosh. They're renting a house and they lost everything. And he was talking about like their son had an art project last year that was framed and was hanging above the staircase. And he was talking about things that you'll never be able to replace. And he said that everything that they had, every memory, every photograph, gone forever. Like, think about like important stuff. Don't think about like, what do I think about Doug and what, you know what? Would you stop it already? There are people, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have lost everything. Focus on the important stuff and enjoy the win tonight. This was a hell of a win tonight. You didn't just beat Boston, you embarrassed Boston on their home floor. Ryno, let me repeat this: 114 to 97.
Not on a back-to-back. They had 3 days rest.
Correct.
Crazy, insane. So let's get the show back. Kings win. The beam is lit. In fact, as soon as I light this beam, we're done with this nonsense. Oh no, my beam's not charged. All right.
You're a beauty.
Right. What's up? What's up, Ryan? You there, Ryan?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here. Can you hear me?
What's
Ryan.
up, brother?
Yes.
I got some connectivity
go ahead.
issues, but love the show. Hey, the Kings are on a win streak. They're cooking. Grant, you know Doug more than anybody, as you said. What is Doug Christie doing that's providing momentum to this team? I mean, they're on fire right now. I love to see it.
That's a great question, and I don't have the answer other than everyone is truly bought into their roles, and I think that's one aspect. It seems like everyone is completely into what they're supposed to be doing.
You have the people I've talked to, and now you can clearly see it on the floor with the way that they're playing. They are thinking so much less and playing so much more, Ryan. It's so evident. Hey, Ryan, we're going to let you go because of the connection. Thanks for calling. Call again. I think you're a first timer. PK, I got my finger on the dump button. Keep it clean, my friend. PK, what's up?
Hey, guys. Dude? Hey, congratulations to everyone. What a great win.
It's the best win, I think, in 2 seasons.
Win. Yeah. I want to talk about a fact, like the defense. Although we were undersized today, it looks like someone kicked the beehive. You know, like someone kicked the beehive and the defense was just running around like a bunch of crazy bees. And I'm so proud of everything they did today. I'm so proud of Kings. I'm so proud of our community. I'm proud of you guys. Even though Grant said to me that Kings can't come back, I'm just proud that they're fighting. And you know what? It's like I just love to see this team fight. And that's all. That's all I have to say.
Their fight is amazing. And then one thing I've really liked about this win streak, they never feel like they're out of a game.
It's a great point. It's an excellent point. Third quarters, you brought that up at halftime. They've been bad. The start of this third quarter was not great. And then that turnover stretch happens, and they just keep grinding. That's Sabonis. It's like this team's taking on a little bit of that personality in Sabonis and following suit.
Oh, my God. 28 rebounds tonight. Can you just think about that number?
I know. That's insane. He's all over the place. And against Horford, Porzingis, these guys that are perennial all-stars or have been champions. Sabonis dominated them. My mind's blown. I didn't think I was going to have to charge that damn beam for like at least 2 months. And now I've had to use it 6 games in a row and it has no battery. Phil, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
Grant, I'd say for those naysayers, man, don't even let them talk. Who cares about those keyboard warriors?
It's okay. You know what? It's okay. Let people vent. I just enjoy what I'm seeing right now, and I'm not trying to think about stuff that has nothing to do with what's going on. I'm genuinely happy for you and all of the Sacramento Kings fans. I'm about you. I'm really about the fans. These fans deserve this. These fans of Sacramento are passionate. They deserve this. So I'm happy for everyone.
Grant, you nailed it on the head, man. And that's why we love you, man. And that's why those true fans out here, man, we appreciate all you and Ryno are doing, man. But hey, I mean, let's talk about that 6-game win streak. I'm surprised. I mean, I was as pissed off as anyone else when they fired Mike Brown. I didn't think it was the right decision. I do think that definitely Christie jumped a few spots, but we are in the position that we are in right now. And he's pressing the right buttons. I mean, you look at the gameplay, the way that it's going, he calls the timeouts at the right time. I think it was somewhere in the third quarter or something when the Celtics started to get on a run, and I can't remember the exact score, but he called a timeout. And it was one of those times where it's like, you know, maybe someone's going to wait a possession or two to call that timeout, but he called it then, and it turned the pace of the game. And I mean, he's making those timeout calls at the right time, and it's impressing me. My question is, as these guys running so hard, and that's part of the reason why they're playing so well right now, how long, I mean, are they going to be able to do this for the whole season? What do you guys think?
Well, I think a real key here coming up is what's going to happen when De'Aaron Fox comes back.
Yeah. Is he going to make them better? I mean, but do they need him?
How's
But
he going
then
to handle
what?
the rotation? How many minutes? Like, what's Keon Ellis's minutes going to go to?
Right. And I mean, Keon, I mean, you cannot deny that guy has just been a catalyst on defense right now. I mean, he's changing the game with his defense single-handedly. And it's fun to watch right now. But I mean, what if you just, I mean, Fox's value couldn't probably be any lower than it is right now. You know, seeing how well
that's a
playing
good
without
question.
him.
Yeah.
That you know what? That's a really good question. Do you think that the way the Kings are playing right now, without De'Aaron Fox for 3 games, changes the way they're thinking about moving him?
I don't know. I guess that's something we're going to have to find out, and that's why we pay Monty the big bucks, huh?
Yeah. Phil, I think, and sorry, Grant, the camera problems have now spread to Sacramento or Elk Grove, California.
I've noticed that, but we can hear you, buddy.
I am audio. I think Doug Christie seems very much more in tune with his players. He knows when they need timeouts because they're playing a certain brand of basketball that he used to play to a degree. How our last caller said they're flying around like bees. It's almost like they've got each other's backs, not saying that Mike Brown didn't, but it's different. It's something different.
Yeah. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, love you guys. Keep it up. I got to go change the diaper.
Hey, you know, I don't miss those days. I can tell you that right now. I do not miss those days. Hey, I want to tell you about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you, and they are available around the clock, 24/7. Just go to newworksplumbing.com or sackserviceplumbing.com, NEWWRXplumbing.com, or call the number on your screen. That's New Works Plumbing, available 24/7. They've got a fix for you. Kings roll tonight, and Ryan is still with us. Don't worry. 114-97. You hanging in there, buddy, without the camera?
Yeah, got it fixed.
Oh, you're back.
I'm back. Now I just got to change my name. I don't want to get yelled at like you the rest of the show, so I got to put Ryno in there.
Yeah, I like that. That's all good, buddy. It's all good.
There we go. We're good to go.
By the way, we want to say thank you for
for
all of the super chat donations. It's going so fast we can't keep up with it, but we acknowledge it and we thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much. All right. We're going to keep the phones going. GP, what's up tonight? GP, you there? Going once. No GP. We know Matthew's going to be there. You're on with Grant and Ryno, Matthew.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
How are you?
Good. I'm good. I think this was hands down best win of the year.
Oh yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Some positives from the game tonight. I'm looking at the stats right now. Kings only turned the ball over 9 times and had 26 assists. That assist turnover ratio almost 3-1. Like that's really, really good.
Excellent job.
And one thing with the free throws, it says, with the free throws they only shot 9, but they also took 47 threes. So I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand. I think they were attacking the rim a good bit, but when you're shooting that many threes, it kind of makes sense for the free throws to be down. And they also won a possession battle by taking 18 more shots tonight, which is huge.
Yeah, and Ryan said that was a real key in this game at halftime, particularly. And by the way, if you missed Ryan's show earlier today, I gotta tell you hit it right on the head, buddy, with the things that you said the Kings needed to do to win. They did every single one of those things. So good job.
Appreciate it, brother. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut
And
once in a while.
before I go, I'm curious. I'm curious about what your thoughts are on the defensive game plan tonight. They were doubling Tatum a lot, like even at the half court line, trying to get the ball out of his hands. And they were doing the same thing to Porzingis too on the foul line, kind of just daring Boston to make those threes. And I think they were contesting them pretty well too. There weren't very many wide open ones, even when they were doubling. That was a big problem under Mike Brown. I thought they would double kind of too hard, and they would leave the 3-pointers way too open, which resulted in them shooting a high clip, and a lot of attempts too. So I feel like their defensive game plan tonight was really unique. We haven't really seen that.
So, Matthew, you nailed it. We talked about it earlier on the show. They're doubling on different spots on the floor, more effective spots, and they're doing it with guards rather than a guard and a big man. A lot of times they were doubling too close to the three-point line, which made the pass a lot easier, or if they split the double team, the guy's already in the paint. So you've got two guys out of the play. So it's a really good plan, and Doug's trusting his players. He's allowing them to make that choice when to double, depending on who has the ball. And Tatum, 8 turnovers. It worked.
All right, I'm going to say something. I think the next game is going to be one of the most challenging games that the Kings have played in a while, because there's no doubt in my mind that this Kings team right now is sky high.
Yep.
They know what they accomplished tonight. And now they're going into a game where they're expected to win, right? They're expected to win. And these are the type of games where you can sometimes have a letdown. This is going to be very interesting, because then you got Milwaukee after that, which is another big challenge. But I want to see how the Kings respond to their biggest win of the year, going into a place where they should win.
Great point, Grant. It's an excellent point. And Chicago, look, the crowd's been showing up there. Did you see Kobe White's dunk on Wemby the other night?
Oh, boy. Wow.
Yeah. So the Kings should be able to get some energy both ways there. Hey, Matthew, thanks for coming in tonight, making it better, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
I also want to let everyone know that I am looking for a rant with Grant. So don't forget about that. A rant with Grant. Give me some ideas. And Ryno, I know that you and I love talking about Bennett's. And I wish I could be at Bennett's right now to celebrate this W with a nice glass of one of their 60 different types of wine. Think about that. Over 60 different types of wine available by the glass with my New York. Oh, give me my medium New York steak, please.
And let me take the cutting board home. Let me take that thing home too.
With my sauteed spinach or my redfish, or I love talking about Bennett's prime seafood and steak. But I was thinking, what a great place to go for your weekend brunch, whether it's tomorrow or Sunday. And all you got to do is go to bennettsrestaurants.com to make a reservation.
You're missing out if you don't get there. It is incredible. Grant does it no justice, even though it was a great read. GP, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for taking my call.
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got
go ahead.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to call in about the great win. I love how the Kings are rolling. I think you guys are right. The guys are flying around like Doug Christie and Bobby Jackson used to do back in the day. We're hitting at the right spots, doubling guys, surprising them, and kind of not giving away our defensive schemes. And want to shout out Domas. He's a monster how he plays. Grant, an idea for your rant. How about these refs never giving us a call? However we play, whether it's Fox on the floor or not, but it seems like we never get a fair whistle. But other than that, I just love how these guys are rolling. I want to give Doug Christie some credit. I want to give you guys some credit, because I called in the day we made the coaching change, and we were talking about some of these things, if they could start playing better defensively. And, I think Keon Ellis has sparked us. And we're rolling, man. I think we just need to keep playing defense. And I can't emphasize enough how big it is. Because, Grant, I was at the Detroit game, and I know I play here and there, but these guys were not contesting.
We're going to let you go because we're breaking up on us.
Get 3-point shot up.
Yep.
He's saying the
Thank
guys
you,
were
guys.
not
Like the team.
contesting the way that against Detroit that they are now.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that, 100%.
Okay, so I want to ask you before we move on to Zach. With what you're seeing right now, if you're Monty McNair, are you accelerating, looking for a trade for De'Aaron Fox? The chemistry right now looks great, does it not?
Yeah, it looks awesome. Off the charts. You know, that's really going to depend on me. It's going to depend on one thing. It's Devin Carter. It's what does he look like? Can he follow it up? I think you are, Grant, getting to a spot where you got to start asking the question, if Fox comes back, can you really cut Keon's minutes? Can you cut... Because it's not, Grant, just about the minutes. It's about the combinations. They're playing so well.
It's about the combination. Together. That's exactly what it's about. Yes.
So how about you? What are you thinking?
Well,
there?
He's going to come back, and he's still arguably your best all-around player. And it could be really good if everyone just accepts the fact that he's coming back, and now you might have to do things a little bit differently. But they did win 3 games with De'Aaron before they went on this streak.
Yeah.
And they have now won their last 3 without him, correct?
Correct.
But if he were to come back, let me paint this picture for you. Let's say he comes back for Chicago and the Kings lose. You know what the talk's going to be on the postgame show, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be, well, see, it's Fox. You're better without him.
Yeah.
Grant,
Fox could be Weber and mess up the chemistry. Totally different situation. Chris Webber came back in early March. He missed the first 60 games. A totally different scenario than missing 3 games.
I think we are getting, and tell me if you agree or not, I think we are getting to a closer place, though, where Fox needs to fit more into what these guys are doing rather than these guys fitting in to what Fox does.
Great point.
I think we're getting there.
That's a really, really good point. And by the way, thank you for this. John says Fox is a defensive liability and shoots too many threes. The ball stops when Fox is on the floor. Build around Sabonis. I don't think he's a defensive liability. All right. I do think he shoots too many threes, though. I would agree with you there.
The problem is everybody talks about the steals, and he's very good at shooting the gaps. He gambles a lot, though. That's what people don't see on the back end. But what frees him up to do those things are guys like Keon Ellis, guys like Devin Carter that are guarding like that on the perimeter. That's what creates those opportunities. So I can see where that argument's there that Fox one-on-one at times can be a liability. Let's bring Zach in on it. What's up tonight, Zach?
How you guys doing?
How are you?
Good. It's crazy the last 3 weeks. What a turnaround we've had. I mean, people. I was even one of them wanting to hit the reset button. We thought our bench was just trash, not contributing at all. Now we're getting a little bit of a better bench. Now we're even becoming overloaded with talent. Just like I'm thinking the same thing, Grant. When Fox comes back, how the minutes going to play out? Now we're trying to figure out minutes for everyone. Like before we were just struggling to figure out who's going to play. And to give us anything. So it's pretty crazy how 3 weeks and Doug Christie's bringing energy to the team. But you guys are bringing up the question of Fox. Should we trade him? Should we not? And should we accelerate it? I don't think there's an answer to it yet. I think we just got to wait till the season ends and you make the decision after that. I don't think the value changes too much of Fox if you trade him before the trade deadline or in the summer. I don't think it changes too much. And so I think you got to give it time to see how they mesh with Fox when he comes back. You got to see, if Fox keeps missing games, we'll see how they play, continue that. I just don't think you can make that. I don't think you can lean one way or the other right now. And one thing to remember, like Fox is a 26 point per game scorer. You don't want to overload too much on defense where you don't have your offense going. I know Monk, Monk is a great scorer. I don't know if he can get you to 27 points per game himself, but I just don't want to overload on defense, and you still got to you have to have someone on the team that's getting a bucket, whenever you need it.
But Zach, here's the risk that you run. Keegan Murray, 19, right? DeMar, we talked about his night. He ends with 24, wasn't very efficient. Demonis 23, 22 for Monk, 11 for Devin Carter. I just don't know how many touches, because that was the problem before with Fox on the court. There's not a lot of touches when him and DeRozan are going back and forth. If DeMar has a night like he did tonight where it stood out to me, Grant and Zach, where it's like, okay, this is maybe forcing it a bit, and then you have Fox who's having a little bit of a difficult night, that constipates the offense right there. The bottom line is this ball has to move.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's just tough to I understand. It's just tough to – these guys are playing good team ball. I just don't know if in the playoffs and stuff like that, you do need a guy that's going to get a bucket when you need it.
For sure. You got to get to the playoffs, though.
Yeah, of course. And we still had a good game with him when we played Memphis. I mean, that was a great game. And, I know Ja wasn't playing and stuff. We played good ball movement there. So, I think it's a wait and see type of question. So,
look, I don't think, and I have not heard anything officially, I don't think De'Aaron's as close as people think. I would be surprised if you see De'Aaron on this road trip. I would be very surprised.
Okay.
He could barely sleep the first night that it happened, and with that injury, it is 100% pain tolerance, and that's his secret sauce, his speed. Yeah. So if the team's playing well, let him get right. You don't get that opportunity very much in the NBA in the regular season.
He looked like when he was running during shoot around, he looked still a little bit iffy there. I think the big question is, do you guys want to trade like a Kevin Huerter, Lyles in a first, so a future asset for a Cam Newton and lose a little bit of depth?
Hell no, I don't want Cam Newton. That guy plays basketball.
Cam Johnson. That's the big question to figure out right now. I think that's a bigger question than to trade Fox or not.
See, I think, Grant, what do you think? I had this discussion a couple days ago on the show. I think you almost have to make or have a decision or be leaning towards a decision with Fox as an organization, regardless of what Fox is going to do personally, before you can make any big trade.
That's fair.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say hello to everyone internationally. I see the people from Peru. It's great to have you on the stream from South America. Thank you very much. I think you have to be careful with personnel decisions based on short sample sizes. De'Aaron's only missed 3 games. Mm-hmm. Okay. They're going to make a decision on De'Aaron based on his total career in Sacramento, but also the future. Like, because of the money and because of his situation, you're building now not only for the present, but you're this move, what they decide, is going to really determine a lot of the future of this basketball team. So you're not basing your decision based on the last 3 games you've seen.
No, for sure. I think if we can somehow get like a Kevin Huerter for like a Rui, 1-for-1, where we're not trading a big piece or a future first rounder as well, I think that could be good for us. And get just a wing for us. But I think that's, without going all out for Cam Johnson and stuff, I think that would be the better play, in my opinion. It's like a compromise between what you guys are saying.
Well, and it was funny, Grant. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. They aired a pre-taped Monty McNair interview before the game tonight. It's the first time Monty has spoken since the firing of Mike Brown. And I believe, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, it was on really short notice that they gave the fan base.
I know they did announce it today. Yeah, they did announce it today.
They announced it today. It was pre-taped, and it was I thought it made things worse for the fan base. I didn't think it necessarily made things better, because it was not addressing the questions that I think people wanted answered in terms of, what's the organization's stance. And I know he's not going to show his hand in an interview like that, but big decision with Fox, there was nothing around a decision with Fox. I was talking about maybe getting a little bit better, talking about DeMar being here and just playoffs and more. That's what we're looking for, playoffs and more. And no opportunity for the media to ask any questions, obviously. Zach, anything to add?
What I have a problem with, that's the problem I have. You should have Monty McNair at the podium.
Right.
At the media room at Golden One Center, and he should be addressing the media. It happens in every market in the country. Why doesn't it happen in Sacramento?
No, I 100% agree with that. They got to face the press. They've been letting the players talk for him the whole time this last couple weeks. They got to start saying something and say what happened. Give some props to Mike Brown at the very least, something. But Monty McNair, every time he talks, he just talks a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. Like, he's very vague, and I mean, which is fine. But this pre-taped show of whatever they had today was didn't really do anything for him.
Well, it sounded like Monty McNair in the front office or Vivek, the PR team, wrote the questions. There was no point even doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. Hey, thanks, Zach. Good job.
All right, I want to talk more about that. It is time now for a rant with Grant. It is brought to you by EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. Just go to edhmotors.com. You can check out what David and Adam will do for you. This is a long overdue new concept. Just two guys trying to do something different and better. And if you go to edhmotors.com, you can check out everything that they have to offer. And if you don't see what you're looking for, don't worry about it. David and Adam will get what you want with their decades of experience in the automotive industry. You just go to edhmotors.com. Remember, you'll take delivery at their auto lounge at the EDH Town Center, which means that you don't have to go to a dealership and deal with all of that. It's just awesome. It's a great concept. Get in touch with David and Adam. They're awesome. edhmotors.com. That's edhmotors.com. EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. I've been involved in a lot of these type of interviews, right? And the reality is you have to ask the question, and you must allow the person you're interviewing to give the vanilla response. But you have to ask the question that everyone wants answered. You have to ask it. If the individual that you're asking a question to doesn't want to answer it, at least you've done your job. I was not going to talk about this until it was brought up by Ryan. Monty McNair owes the paying customers of the Sacramento Kings a press conference in an open forum. It happens everywhere else. You made a major move. Get in front of the podium and take questions from the media. Don't do a vanilla cupcake interview with the announcer of the team before the game with vanilla softball questions. Be a man. You're in a position of authority as it relates to a basketball team. It is a multi-billion-dollar business. Get your butt at the podium, in the media room, and face the questions. You can answer the questions however you want, but answer the questions. Give the media an opportunity. Some 3-minute softball interview on Kings television before the game isn't going to cut it. Actually, it makes things worse because you camouflage and you sidestep everything, or the questions aren't asked. Stop it already. It's professional sports. Do a press conference, would you please? And that's my rant for tonight.
It's the reason that the national media craps on this team. And you don't know if it's coming from Vivek down to Monty. Maybe Monty's the victim here. But what I do know is you're spot on, because I felt like the article that Ramona Shelburne wrote, great article, by the way.
Yes.
But the quote unquote source, it only could have been a handful of people. You suggested possibly Rich Paul. I suggested somebody very close to the front office, if not in the front office. And that was to try to calm the fan base and take the onus off the players, right? It wasn't De'Aaron's decision. And now this, it just, you nailed it. You made it worse. You made it worse.
Yeah. I mean, but what's the hesitancy for doing a press conference?
Well, maybe there isn't on Monty's end. It feels more Vivek than Monty. Doesn't it? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, but, I mean, it does. But Monty, that's when Monty should say, no, I'm doing a press conference. That's the way it's going to be.
Well, he just saw a head coach who dug his heels in and said, this is the way it's going to be, who has a brand new extension, get fired, that he had to fire.
I guess. I don't know.
The joy of working for the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
It goes back to that level, though, right? Of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jose, welcome in tonight, buddy.
Hey guys.
Oh, hold on,
Oh,
Jose. Bringing you back. Go ahead, Jose.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Go ahead.
So, my question to you guys is: do you guys see a little bit of that Rick Adderman and Doug Christie's offense?
That's you, partner.
That's my question to you guys, because
I think right now I think the ball movement during this 6-game win streak is more reminiscent of that offense and the Pete Carroll Princeton offense. But the passing and cutting, yes, I think so.
Because that's what I remember when I start seeing the cutters more often.
Yes.
I'm old school. So I would like to get back into the games by shooting a 2-pointer. You know, we don't need the 3 all the time. And
Analytics tell you you're wrong.
Well, that's just what I like to see as a fan, right? I like to see the 2-pointers. I feel like they can get closer to the game than a 3-pointer. When we're missing the 3-pointers, of course, right? But when we're making them, it's a beautiful thing. I love what the team is hitting. I love the games. I love the energy now. I have my doubts. I'm from Galt, California. I moved to Vegas.
Hey.
So I've been getting the Kings games for free thanks to the Ryno area, and then it's been tough, man. It's been tough, and then I don't want to get my hopes up too much because I feel like if I do, when we start on that losing streak, hopefully not, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, and I don't want to be hurt anymore. I want to just enjoy it one game at a time, and then just keep support Doug Christie because he's one of my favorite players from the early 2000s.
You know, the thing about Doug that I think he has been able to pass on to his players, and now that you bring this up, this really has just come to my head. Doug didn't play great every night, but he played the same way every night. And he played very good on more nights than not. In other words, but when you were Rick Adderman and you put Doug on the floor, you knew exactly what you were going to get every single night. Like you knew that he was going to play hard-nosed defense, and you knew that he was going to give you 100% on every play. Like when Doug played, he never took a possession off. And now that I'm thinking about this, that's the best thing that I can say about what I see right now. The players aren't taking any possessions off.
Nailed it.
Now that we know that we can win without Fox, is it the time to trade him now, or do we leave? Do we let him go without getting any assets in return?
No.
This is the time, I think. This is the time, I think.
No.
So yeah, you can't let him walk for nothing. Here's the thing: there's no reason to fire sale Fox, Grant. You wait for the right deal. But if the right deal, I think the question we're trying to tackle is if Monty McNair gets that call that is a deal that's anywhere near like the Sabonis deal per se at face value, is it the time to pull the trigger?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Jose.
Appreciate the call. Listen, as far as De'Aaron goes, you have to look at De'Aaron as a beautifully cut 2-carat diamond, right? It's got great color. It's got great shape, got a great table. Like it's beautiful. You're not going to take that beautiful 2-carat diamond and trade it in for a beautiful 1-carat diamond. Like that's not going to happen. You have a commodity. You're going to get, if you want to move him, you're going to get face value. You're not going to move him for the sake of moving him. That's crazy.
Yep, absolutely.
Why would anyone think that?
Yeah. Well, there's two trains of thought. You don't know what the market's going to be. I thought this offseason, the free agent market was a little funky. I definitely thought with the new CBA, things reset. Guys did not get paid as much, Grant. Now, some did, but on average, they didn't. And so you don't know what this trade deadline is going to look like, and you don't know what shoes are going to drop because if you listen to a lot of the national reporters, this is supposed to be an active trade deadline.
That's right. Well, but we've heard that a lot in the past. And then all of a sudden you get to the trade deadline and it's a dud. So we'll see.
It feels like this year it's a little bit different. You're seeing teams take all these risks, right? Some pay off, some don't. Look at Minnesota. And with the way the West has gotten better, with the way the NBA to a degree is getting better, it feels like teams know if you're going to do it, you got to do it now.
And let's also not dump on Fox. He was the starting point guard on a team the last 2 years that won 48 and 46 games respectively. It's not like the guy can't play. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, he was the Western Conference Player of the Week.
We're not talking about a dirty diaper and a clean diaper, right? We're talking about the difference between a filet mignon and a ribeye in terms of style of play and how good these teams can be. It's not like they're this far apart. They're this far apart. It's not like they're a huge gap apart. So, by the way, Keegan Murray, defensive player of the game tonight. And a few people have emailed in about this. DeMar DeRozan put some cuts together. Doug Christie during his playing days showed it to the team. So wanted to pass that along as well. Cool. Sean, what's going on tonight?
Yeah, Jose, what a call. It said a whole lot of nothing.
All right. Peace out, Sean.
Right. Can I interrupt for a moment? Because I want to talk about Sunrise Landing and get to something important other than that last caller. In Calusa, this is the newest residential community. And if you go to CalusaSunrise.com, you will get all the information you need. A Blazona development project. Remember these beautiful models, 6 in all to choose from. No Mellorews, no homeowners. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, good access to the major roads like I-5. Go to CalusaSunrise.com and you'll get all the information you need on Sunrise Landing. I still can't believe the score of the game tonight. I'm just, every time I look at the final, I'm just like, wow.
So,
it's amazing.
Well, coming into tonight, defensive rating, I'm going to go off the top of my head. I believe they were 4th in the last 5 games. Yeah, defensive rating. So, Grant, you got to think it's only going to go up, holding Boston to 97.
Wow. Great post-game show tonight on a great night to be a Kings fan. A signature win for the Sacramento Kings. Not only the best win of the year, I think it's the best win that the Kings have had in 2 years. They went into Boston, who has destroyed them the last couple of years. Even when Boston has come into Sacramento without a couple of key players, doesn't matter. They roll. They handed the Celtics a very bad loss tonight, and now it's on to Chicago. And I want to see how this team reacts after a signature win going into a building where they really should win against the Bulls.
Well said. Nailed it. Take us home, partner.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous weekend. Don't forget to pray for those affected down in Los Angeles and keep thinking about them and how so many people have had their lives turned upside down. Enjoy this one, and we look forward to talking to you in the second game of this 3-game road trip when the Kings take on the Bulls. And I'll leave you with this tonight. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like Kings basketball. Oh, boy. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.